Well, hello, everyone. My name is Alison Woodall, and I'm a relocation specialist. That means I get to help you with the financial, logistical, and emotional issues that make moving so stressful. And today I am talking to Bonnie Dobbs, and she is a Medicare insurance expert, and she's based in Atlanta. Bonnie, welcome.
I appreciate you having me on today.
No problem. Well, there's a lot of people who are going to be watching this video who are moving from California, and their biggest concern when they move to the South is humidity and bugs. How do you find the humidity in Atlanta? Does it bother you?
Well, I'm a homegrown Georgia peach, so absolutely. The summers especially are bad. Okay, but I also live part of the year in Florida, so I just try to go where it's warm. But thank God for air conditioning. Otherwise, we would all be melting down here.
Yeah. But I will say, because I lived in Lawrenceville, which is just northeast of Atlanta for 15 years, and you get used to the humidity, and the benefits of living in the South way outweigh any negativity with humidity, was what I discovered.
Absolutely. Plus, Atlanta is the land of restaurants. We have some of the best food you can find anywhere.
Oh, I love Atlanta. Well, so tell me a little bit about exactly what your job involves and how you got into it, and how you can help everybody.
Sure. Well, I don't think anybody in their right mind would ever wake up and say, I think I want to become a Medicare expert. So the way I got into it was actually I got my insurance license, but before I could ever write my first policy, my now deceased father-in-law was diagnosed with dementia. So for the next year, he was in memory care and nursing home. So I would go see him. And what does everybody talk about in nursing homes? Medicare. And one family would say, we feel like we're being nickel and dimed to death. The next family would say, we pay a high monthly premium, but we don't have any copays. And then Helen, she said to me one day, I don't understand. Somebody pays a high monthly premium. Other people pay lots of copays. She said, Mason and I don't pay anything. And I said, gee, I don't understand this monster Medicare thing either. So I kind of made it my mission to start trying to find out about it. Well, Mr. Miller passed in December of that year. And by that time, my son had graduated college, and he was then going to get his doctorate in St. Augustine. So we moved him to St. Augustine during the month of January. And every day as we were moving in, I would pass this guy that was sitting on the sidewalk sunning himself. And, you know, when you first meet somebody, it's hello, the next day, have a nice day. And the next day, you know, nice weather. And about the fourth or fifth day into it, I said, I wish I could do something so I could spend part of my time here and part of my time in Atlanta. And he said, do you by any chance have your insurance license? And I said, yes, I do. He said, have you ever thought about Medicare? I said, it's the only thing I ever thought about. So it was almost like I was supposed to do this. So now I've been doing it for 10 years. I'm honored to say for the past 12 seasons, I've been the Medicare expert that sat on the panel discussions for the AJC's Aging in Atlanta. And they have like 5 issues in the spring, 5 issues in the Sunday paper in the fall. So you can read some articles that I've written, and I'm sure that some of those videos from last year are on YouTube. I enjoy it, and it's very fulfilling to me, and I love helping people.
Well, good. So a lot of the people who are watching this this video are going to be moving mainly from California to another state. But whatever state you're moving from and moving to, if you qualify for Medicare, what is the first thing that you should do when you're starting to think about moving to another state?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Actually, there's about 3 things that's really important that they should do. The first thing I would like to address is contacting a Medicare insurance broker. And why a broker instead of just an agent? Well, a broker is contracted with many of the companies, okay? So a broker can check all the available plans in your new service area. And I know it's so confusing because even though Medicare is a federal program, companies and plans differ state to state, county to county, and even zip code to zip code. So, example, if you're on a plan and it's been a really good plan for you, you expect the same benefits everywhere in the United States. So you call the 800 number on the back of your card and provide them with your new address. But guess what? Wrong. All of these plans are different from county to county and state to state. Okay. So it's always best to use a broker so they can so they can review and compare all available plans in your new service area. And Medicare is all about you. Okay. We've all grown up with family plans through our employer. But the thing about Medicare, it's about your needs, your meds, your doctor, your lifestyle, where you live. Your service area is the biggest thing. And one thing everybody should know about using a broker, people have the misconception that if you use a broker, it's going to cost you more. Well, that's not the way it works at all. It costs you nothing to use a broker because the insurance companies pay brokers a standardized commission. So there's no incentive to put somebody on this plan versus this plan. Okay. So using a broker, the insurance company is going to pay for that. It's not going to cost you anything. You're just going to get the benefit of their knowledge to check all the plans based on your needs. So it's always awesome and to your benefit to use a broker.
Okay, so what happens if someone just knows that, say they're moving to Georgia, they don't know specifically the address that they're going to go to, if maybe they might be in a short-term rental or they're just figuring it out? Can you look kind of Georgia-wide at the plans that are available and then figure it out when you actually get a permanent address?
Well, the way all plans work, it has to be in your service area. So if they know they're going to be living in a specific county, okay, or a specific city, you can write the plan based on that. If they move to a different county, okay, and there may be better benefits. Yeah, that's right. I know it sounds crazy, but even if they just move next door and they're in a new county, okay, they may have more options, more plans available. So they'll want to check it to see if the plan that they're currently on is more beneficial than the plan, than any plan that would be offered. But when they move from one state to another, okay, or one county to another, they always should have that plan changed because it may not be good at all, even if they move just to another county.
Okay. And then something that I know that's important for just regular health insurance is if you're moving, say, from California to we'll use Georgia again as an example, you have to make sure that that plan that you're on would cover you, like if you got sick on the journey from California to your new state. And I was told the difference was you had to have a PPO plan rather than an EPO plan. Does Medicare work the same way? Do you need to make sure that you're covered, worst case scenario, if something happened to you along the route? Is that something you can check out in advance?
Yes. So regardless if they're on an HMO or a PPO, if they're on Advantage plans or a drug plan, okay, whenever you travel outside of your service area, your plan is good for emergency only. So a good example, say they're not moving, but they're just going to go, I don't know, they live in California. They're going to go to Tahoe and they're going to stay for a month in Tahoe. Okay. While they're in Tahoe, they cannot call a doctor and make an appointment and go see them. However, if they fall down the ski slope and have an emergency, they can go to the hospital or to urgent care and that will be covered. So blanket statement across the board. Your plan's good in your service area But if you go outside of your service area, it's only good for an emergency, which brings me to the next point I was wanting to talk about is when do I enroll in a plan if I'm moving out of the county or state so that I have continuous coverage, number one, and number two, so I don't get a penalty, because Medicare has some really bad rules that can cost you big time. So whenever you're getting ready to move, you can enroll in your new plan the month before, the month of, or up to 2 months after you move. Once again, it's important to remember when you move out of your service area, whether it's a county or a state, your current plan, whether it's Medicare plan or a drug plan, is only good in your new location in the event of an emergency. So changing it changing it the month of, or the month you're moving, or the month before, will provide continuous coverage for you, because remember, it's only good out of your service area if it's an emergency.
Okay. As soon as you know roughly where you're going, if you have a specific address, obviously that makes it much easier. Then contact a broker, find out what's available in that town or in that county where you're moving to, and then get your service. When you change your service, is that like an instant thing, or is there a delay?
That's a great question. Okay. All Medicare plans start on the first day of the month and end on the last day of the month. So it does not matter what day you submit your application, it's going to start the first day of the following month. Okay. I like whenever I can write policies as close to the first and middle of the month as possible, because if you write a policy on the 30th of the month, there's no way it has time to go through all the processing to become effective on the first day of the following month. Now, it will become effective on the first day, but it's going to take several days, a week or so, for it to complete the processing. So in the event you were to have an emergency and went to use your insurance, you couldn't say, yes, I got a plan, even though the plan would retro and pay for it. So planning ahead, I love it when people are moving to their new location, the first week of the month, because that way they don't have so much time lapse between their old plan ending and their new plan beginning. So all Medicare plans, to recap, start on the first day of the month, end on the last day of the month. And so regardless of what day you actually send in the application, it will start the first day of the following month.
Okay. Wow. that is good to know. Well, thank you. Anything else that you have, any other advice? I think we covered probably most of the big questions people would have. Any advice for moving? If you live half your time in Atlanta and half your time in Florida, any just general advice for moving?
Well, there's one more piece to this moving. Okay. That's number 3 is also a very vital piece of information. As soon as you find out your new address, okay, and you get moved in, call Social Security immediately, okay, and let them know that you have moved to, and provide them with your new address, okay. Also contact Medicare and give them your new address. It's really important to do that, because if somebody sends in an application and the federal government's showing you living in California and but you're really living in Florida or Tennessee, okay, then there'll be an issue. So always contact Social Security and Medicare and give them your new updated information. So the 3 main things I would like to recap is to use a Medicare Insurance Broker. That way they can research all the plans. There is no fee for their services and doesn't cost you any more. Number two, you want to enroll. There's a timeline whenever you enroll, the month before, the month of, and 2 months after. Okay. So you have continuous coverage and you don't get a penalty. And number three, contact Social Security and Medicare and give them your new address.
Wonderful. You make it sound so simple, because I was looking online to try and find information. And when you look online, it is so confusing. There's so much stuff. And I'm always about going to the professional, someone who can guide me through this. So wherever you are watching this video, down in the comments, we're going to put Bonnie's contact information. Reach out to her. She can help you, whatever your needs are, and guide you. And it's just one less thing for you to have to think about when you're, relocating, packing up your house, moving across the country. It's all so stressful. And if you don't have to worry about your health care coverage, it makes everything so much easier. Bonnie, anything else you would like to add?
My telephone number is 770-373-7541. That is a local Atlanta number. I do have an 800 number. I can't remember my 800 number off the top of my head. We'll put that in the comments though.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today. I have learned so much, and I'm sure everybody else has. I really appreciate all your help.
Thank you very much for having me. I look forward to helping those folks that are moving out of California and wish them the best of luck. And your service is awesome, what you are providing for everybody. So thank you, Allison.
Thank you.